What's up guys, this is Void of Just Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena of Valor content, and I finally managed to play a game with Wonder Woman that I can actually show on this channel. I've been playing her in the latest patch with little to no success, and finally I got the grip around one of the recommended builds, which I think is one of the staple builds for her right now, and it made her really good. Wonder Woman is one of the really good solo laners at this time in this current season, and if you haven't played her in quite a while, I am encouraging you to take her and get her on the battlefield again, because she plays quite smoothly, she's really tanky, she deals a lot of damage, and she's really good right now. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button, put on the notifications. I have seen that a lot of subscribers haven't put on the notifications, which means that you are not going to see every single video that I upload on this channel, which is quite unfortunate for you and for me because I don't get your clicks. If you like the video, a like would highly be appreciated, so hit that like button. And if you've got something to say about the video, feel free to add your thoughts in the comments. Enjoy today's video. So guys, as I said, this is basically the go-to build for Wonder Woman at this point of the meta. You've got a really nice mix between damage items on the one hand and supportive items adding up armor and HP on the other hand. Which means we've got the Spear of Longinus for the damage as well as some armor reduction. We do use the Omni Arms because it's basically a jack of all trades, giving you a lot of benefits such as normal attack improvement, attack speed, lifesteal, cooldown speed, and even some HP with the unique passive. We've got the Shield of the Lost, which gives us an improvement if we are in a melee situations. We're using Medallion of Troy for the little shield and some magic resistance. And last but not least, we've got the Blade of Eternity here to resurrect us if we are going to die and it might be important to be revived. Arcana-wise, we're going with a full damage stacking, which means we get 45 on our normal attacks. We do get some armor pierce and some movement speed, and that is composed of 10 times onslaught level 3. We've got assassinate here for the movement and the attack improvement, and we've got skewer here for the really nice armor pierce because we are going head to head with a lot of enemies. Enchantment wise, we are going with Lockheim. There you can see that we've got Devil's Awakening, which is going to give us a cooldown reduction every single time we use the ultimate, and I would always recommend to use the ultimate if you engage one or more players and it is ready, because it's just giving you a really nice shield, so you are going to increase your survivability. We've got Deadly Claw in here and the Devourer for some regeneration in terms of health and mana. And we're using the Enhanced Restore, which is really good, and the Gunslinger to improve our stats even further. So that's the build. Let's see how I executed this in some actual gameplay that I just played a couple of minutes before. So it's all fresh in my head. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the actual gameplay, and as you can see, we might be head-to-head against Thorn or Caphany or Max, because Crixie is going supposedly into the mid lane, and we've got some jungler with Pain who's going to jungle no matter what, because he just picked the Punish talent, and this is some clear indicator that he's going to jungle. I've picked the short sword at the first item because I want to max the first upgrade of the spear before I transfer into the boots. And as you can see, I have been given the Wukong a little leash so that his clearing speed is a little bit faster at the beginning of the game, and I'm dragging some attention from the golem towards me. And as I saw that no one is really bothering me in the top lane, I'm going for the Vision Bird here for some gold, but for some vision, so that I'm a little bit more protected from ganks than usual, because at this point of the game, wards have not been introduced. This is going to be something that is added in the future. There's Pain here, and I thought I would just go into engage him a little bit. He's playing around with all his tricksters. I don't know what's going on with Maganga, because he has been actually going up there. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention to the map or what the problem is but as you can see, I've killed Pain with no problem, and right now I am just clearing the wave, calling retreat for Maganga, and unfortunately he's not paying attention to my call, and you can see Crixie roaming up, which is unfortunate, but of course, as Maganga is not in the mid lane, his position where he is basically situated, he is not being able to detect any Crixie from moving from her lane towards any other lane. So you should always be paying attention to the map. And Maganga will go crazy at the later stages of the game, calling things and being really annoying. So be prepared for that. You will see a lot of caps lock here. Maybe his keyboard is broken on his phone. I don't know what the deal was about that. So right now, 1 kill. We stopped the jungler in his tracks, which is always a good thing. Like, if there is the possibility to get the jungler, go for it if you have the possibility on killing him or her, because it's just going to be really beneficial for your team, because the jungler always adds numbers to encounters, and that is something that you want to avoid. Abyssal Dragon has been killed. Quite unfortunate that this has happened. And right now I'm going in Crixie. Just been using 2 of my skills and a little nice auto attack. Unfortunately, I was jumping in the wrong direction here, and now I am stuck here against Caphany and Max. And I think in this situation, like, I killed Pain again, which was actually quite good. But in this scene, I should have gone for the Caphany when she was roaming down. I think that was a little of a mistake, but we were good on clearing everything. So it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad on the other hand, because we got the enemy jungler, and that is always worth a ton of investment. So as you can see, we are going in with the Gilded Greaves in here, so that we're going to have a really nice speed up. And on the other hand, we want to profit from the crowd control reduction that's coming with that item as well. I was about to engage Caphany, like I had the idea of engaging her, but as you can see, Max has already roamed back to his lane, so I'm not gonna do this because that would be a complete suicide. But look at that, like the clearing speed of her, if she's using her skills, especially the first one, is actually really good. And I love the sustain on Wonder Woman, because with a lot of consecutive attacks, she is getting some health back every single time that she is using her shield, and without any problem or sweat, we are going in here to defeat Caphany. And that's also quite good, because she's the main damage dealer of the enemy team. Thorn is not showing up. I don't know what Thorn was doing at the beginning of the game, so we were a little bit lucky because he did not show up. Now he's there, and he has been killed immediately by Maganga. But at the beginning of the game, maybe he was AFK. I don't know what happened here. But of course, that gave us a little advantage. So maybe we were lucky that he was there. And oh my goodness, look at that. Like, Caphany is dealing a lot of damage. Wukong is trying to save me here, or trying to engage, or whatever his motivation was. Now he's going in, and we're going to have, like, we're having a hard time here, because we've got Caphany here. She gets a lot of tower shots, but there's Max staying next to her, so there is little room to engage. And unfortunately, Pain has decided to come back, and with this comeback and him turning around, he is able to easily kill us in our weak spot, or our weak moment here. Now Caphany is a danger and a threat to our tower, so quite important to save the tower. And as you can see, the cannon minion is actually doing some decent damage to the tower. No one is caring about my tower. Now Wukong is going in, and we had a good moment here on defeating the enemies as they are closing in on our towers in the middle lane. Middle lane tower is one of the towers that you want to keep alive as long as possible, because it is just the main source where It's like the shortest path to your core, and that's of course something that you want to preserve as long as possible, but sometimes you don't really have the chance. Like sometimes it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to, so don't bother. Like, and that's something that I can tell after 2,000, 3,000 matches that I've been playing so far. Sometimes, guys, it is a tactical thing to just leave a tower alone, not defeat it, not defend it, and everything's going to sort out quite nicely. And you're good. Sometimes you just have to keep things the way they are. And I don't know what happened here. Completely overextended here, and luckily we are able to get max here due to the fact that Lumber was engaging to the fullest and Kafni was able to follow up. So that was being a tough nut to crack, but we cracked it quite nicely. So now all the focus is on the middle tower, which gives Wukong some room to go back into the jungle and stack up his jungle item, get some buffs, and that's something really important, or sometimes really important, because as a jungler you sometimes get fed up in the fight and that doesn't help that much. So as you can see, we are going full engage here. Kafani is trying to deal some damage using her ultimate, but I am able to follow up, and now I've got some really nice source of gold here. A lot of minions coming to my path and I take them all, and now we are about to close in on the tower, but as Max is defeating the tower and we have little help from the minions, we are not risking a silly death, and we're going back for good. Like, sometimes it's just the way the game flows, so you need to adopt, roam a little bit. And as you can see, I have some good portion of luck here, being in the lanes where we have massive encounters by the minions, and I'm able to farm them and get some gold for building up more items. Because the more items you have, the better you are, the better your stats, the better your passives, the better your abilities. So that's of course something that you should not neglect while pushing towers. Always farm up as much as possible if it's not distracting you from getting objectives. Pain just flew away using his ult. Like, that's some nice tactical micro that he's using here. Haven't seen that before in this particular way, but he has great success this time on getting away from the fight, and he will do that once again in the gameplay, and he will just escape quite easily, and that's something that's actually quite nice. Kafani's positioning was ace here. She scored a super triple or even quad kill. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna see what the game says. Triple kill was for sure. Okay, so now we've got the triple, and as the whole enemy team is down and there's only Kafani and she is followed up by my teammates, I have an easy life on getting 2 towers here. Not super easy because Max is going to get in right now. He is porting himself into tower range, but I do get the tower with no problem. Not gonna fight him here. We're going back. At least that was the call that I made on the Lumbur, because we are actually connected in voice chat. He's given me some health, and now we are about to get to the Abyssal Dragon, because the enemy team they've been busy on fighting the minions, protecting the tower. So this has been a really easy peasy Abyssal Dragon easy. So there's Kaf, but we're not getting her. She's using her S2 to run out fast. Now she's trying to repel us, and this is the stuff where Maganga is going crazy. Like, he's just been calling stuff, announcing things, and I'm like, oh my god, like, why even bother? Now he's even calling for a surrender. I don't get it. Like, he's been AFK at the beginning of the game. He knew how to play. Like, when we are closing in, there's one situation where he is actually doing something in our favor, where you can see that he understood how Maganga works, because he's using one of his abilities in order to get some life on us, because every single time he uses this one area of effect spell, he does not only put a toxic counter on the enemy, but he's also putting some kind of regeneration counter on his teammates, and he uses that, so he kind of knows what to do. But it is kind of, I don't know, like this is, I don't know what's going on, like 0 IQ, Wonder Woman attack top, like, yeah, thank you for telling me, thank you for telling me that I should do that while I was up there. It was my plan indeed, but thanks for telling me that I had the right idea at this point. So as you can see, that's something that I said before. Using your ultimate in your favor is actually something nice. And I think I kind of outplayed him here quite well. So, and now I'm dead. Trying to fight her, but then I don't have the damage, unfortunately. But I think the first encounter against Pain was actually quite solid, and I used my abilities in the very best way that I'm able to use them. Of course, I'm not a Wonder Woman main, so you might just be able to play that a lot better, and that's good for you. But I was quite happy with the fact that I was killing him, and he did not kill me. And now we are about to build the last item. As I said, the Blade of Eternity is the last setup. I'm second here in terms of gold, which is also some really nice feedback on my farming. 8 for 10 at the moment. 8 kills is something solid, I guess. So we're good on that. And there's Pain again. Pain again. He wants to go back. He wants to fall back. He doesn't want to fight me. Maybe the last encounter just taught him a lesson, and now we're closing in on top tower. And unfortunately, we don't have any minion wave push, so this is going to be not the best idea to stay here and push it, because there are minions in the middle lane. But as everyone is focusing on this so hard, we're going in here, legendary for Caphony, and right now I'm about to sort some damage out here again. And we can't get her. Like, she's just too fast. Like, every single time she just hits that 2, she gets this really nice speed boost, and she is able to get out alive. And look at that. Like, the stacks are sufficient enough to kill Thorn. Of course, Thorn doesn't have a great health pool, so that's about that. And now this is like, look at that scene. We've got Max, so we don't want to trigger the tower. We are trying to not trigger the tower at all, but we need to get the last 300 hit points away by attacking it once, and we can't do it. And it's kind of painful to watch in rewind afterwards. And now we're going back again into the tower range. 9 kills right now. I just got Pain here with the help of my teammates, and now we're luring around the tower like cats are waiting for the mouse to come out of her hole. Trying to engage here. Everyone uses their buffs. Maganga is dishing out some of his spells. Thorn doesn't hit his ultimate, so this is actually painful to watch. We are waiting for that very moment to encounter, and I just saw that Caphony is able to shred down 3,600 health with 2 shots, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be in this fight. I don't want to be there. I don't want to get this straight to my face. And I was lucky here because Crixie did not really engage with her spells that well. Pain ult is not dealing damage at all. I think he doesn't have any items. I think he's last. I think he is last in terms of gold in his team. And that was lucky for me, because otherwise that could have been a dead Wonder Woman, and I don't want to die. Right now I need to use my ult to get some shielding, because otherwise Abyssal Dragon would have killed me, and I am just going back. Like, there is no way that I would stay in this fight. I need to go back immediately, and come back with some life and then engage for the very last time, because as you can see, we have just crushed every single but one tower. And this is that. So Lumbo goes back. We see Caphany is waiting here for me to get her. Use my stuff. And I don't know. This was kind of a bummer. Like, why did she stay? She went out using her 2 again, like that's what Caphanies do, but then she decided to turn around and get back into my face, and I think that was a big mistake, because otherwise she would not have been dead. And even while we would have been able to push top, as I see that the action is going on at the last tower, this was the moment. Like, this was the moment when Maganga was actually using his power to get some health into me, and now we've got the last tower and we're about to damage it. And as you can see, Wukong on the map is going in for the Nexus, and while we are still dealing with the tower, putting our attention to it, Wukong just ends the game easily, and that's a victory for my team. I think I played it quite well, could have done it a little bit better, but MVP here with the most damage of my team. I even did more damage than our AD carry Caphany, just by 0.3%, but that is worth it. 10-4-14, a lot of assists. This was the build that you've seen in the intro. Here comes the details. 70% fight participation, so that means a lot. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more content to come.